I am so glad we get to demonize somebody else for the things that they said because I was really getting tired of going after Kanye West. The man's an idiot. We understand that. Well, now we have a new public enemy, and her name, yes, it's a she, is Bette Midler. She made some comments today on Twitter, and it just sent the Twitterverse and the world into an uproar over what she said. What did she say exactly? She used the N word and used it basically in a phrase that was taken from John Lennon and Yoko Ono. Basically, she just did not know what she was doing. She didn't know what she was getting herself into. Now, did she? The phrase that she paraphrased came from like a 1972 song by John Lennon and Yoko Ono. Went, "Women is the N word of the world," and in their song they actually say the N word. Yes, she is. If you don't believe me, take a look at the one you're with. Women is the slave to the slaves. Yes, she is. If you believe me, you better scream about it. And so somehow Bette Midler decided that she had to tweet or paraphrase this because she was so pissed about the Brett Kavanaugh thing. And so her original post was, "Women are the N word," and she wrote N word of the world. Raped, beaten, enslaved, married off, worked like dumb animals, denied education and inheritance, enduring the pain and danger of childbirth and life in silence for thousands of years. They are the most disrespected creatures on earth. And I too take offense to this. Many of the tweets that I saw, you had D.L. Hughley saying that Bette Midler says women are the N words of the world. Nah, N words are still the N words of the world. A couple other folks, can you believe Bette Midler has never met a black woman? Someone else wrote, "Bette Midler's choice of words broke my heart today and proved my theory that black women can't afford to trust white feminism," which I found really deep. "Dear Bette Midler," is the last one from LeVar Burton. "Dear Bette Midler, I believe you meant well. Still, you crossed a line and gave the impression that your suffering is commensurate." Gosh, I love how LeVar Burton just used the big old word, "with that of my ancestors. I don't think that's what you meant. At least I hope not. Sincerely, Kunta." LeVar Burton's real name, I guess. But yeah, I agree with LeVar. I'm pretty sure that Bette Midler did not mean what she meant. However, there is a thing called subconscious, and if her subconscious led her to still tweet, tweeting takes more effort than just speaking. We talk about Donald Trump and Kanye West flying off at the mouth. That's easy. When you write something, you put it on Twitter, and then you actually hit the post button. It's like, okay, you kind of knew what you're gonna get yourself into. It took her 3 hours to delete the tweet, and she tried to explain herself, and even then people still got pissed off. And then finally her last statement was, "The too brief investigation of allegations against Kavanaugh infuriated me. Angrily I tweeted, without thinking my choice of words would be enraging to black women who doubly suffer both by being women and by being black." And I would also add black men into this. Look, Donald Trump even said himself earlier this week, "This is a sad time for boys." No, it's always been a sad time for boys, especially black boys and black men who grow up with the stigma that they are inherently bad, that they're going to do something bad, to the point where people will cross the street if they see us walking down the street, to the point where uh, you have people like George Zimmerman who can use stand your ground laws to shoot it. Like, it's always been that way for us, Trump. It's always been this way for us, Bet. And for some reason, yeah, I bet Midler doesn't get it. I truly believe she doesn't get it. She may have been sincere in her apology, but I believe the truth has come out that she and many people that don't have our skin color and never will, they'll never have the pain or the suffering of having to prove themselves over and over again. Look, we talk about this so many times where a white man can walk into an office and be respected. And then I've heard stories of a black woman who has a high title position. She walked into a conference room and people were asking her to get coffee. Like, this is what we live with every day. And so, Bette Midler, yeah, you might be sorry, but I'm sorry for you that you'll never understand our plight. The best thing that we can do is when things like this do happen is to cause a stir and to cause an uproar and to say you're wrong and look, people you will never understand what it's like to be in other people's shoes. That's just how life works, unfortunately. But to that point, we need to also understand that and not just angrily tweet things, especially when it involves the N word. Like, that just, no, just stay away from that. Just stay away from it. So the rest of her tweet says, angrily, I tweeted without thinking. My choice of words would be in region of black women who doubly suffer both by being women and by being black. I am an ally and stand with you, always have, and I apologize. And I'm sure she's sincere that she is an ally, but sometimes even allies need to really understand how to put themselves in other people's shoes, really gain that empathy, and just have that circle of friends. Like, did you review this with any black people? Did you review that tweet with anyone and they okayed it? Because I'm pretty sure, if you had just taken some time to call up LeVar Burton and say, hey, should I tweet this out? LeVar would have said no. So, and it's not 1969 or 1972 anymore. I'm sorry, but John Lennon and Yoko Ono, they got away with a lot of stuff, and even then, people, I think that was like one of their worst performing songs. So there was precedence for you not to use that. So I'm not sure what Bette Midler was really thinking, but I'm glad that the Twitterverse and the Twitter universe put her back in her place, and you know, I get it. She's pissed at the Kavanaugh thing. Whether he did it or not is not for us to decide. Look, that's another story, but to the point where you're just angrily tweeting and you're like, you basically, now you're the bad guy. Now you're the bad guy, Bet. And I really loved that movie Hope Floats. I really did. But now I don't like you anymore. I won't say I don't like Bet. Look, she misunderstands us, as many people do. We all misunderstand people, and that's the bottom line. We all misunderstand people. So before you go spewing off at the mouth about anything, especially women are the N word. Come on, I get it. It was said before. You think it's okay. You think it's safe. Not today. Nothing is safe today, Bet. And that's a message for us all. Let me know what you think about this, and I will see you all tomorrow. Peace out.